Hello Ds, and welcome back to the channel Benidorm by Anna. Welcome back to the latest Benidorm news update, and welcome back to the gorgeous Levante beach, which is where we are today. Obviously in the shade of an umbrella, because if not, it's already too warm and it's not even 10 in the morning. Thank you. That's how August is like in our region. If you did not see yesterday's video, by the way, from the 1st of August, we gave you some useful tips and tricks how we managed to go on to the heat on midday. Check it out and you will be able to see how busy the beach and the city center was looking like yesterday. But let's start with today's news update. First of all, we will be talking about the situation in tourism as usual. That happens always with the latest events, latest changes, something that you should know if you come here on holidays. And then we have two more news plus the weather forecast for the upcoming week, or more or less 10 days. First of all, let's talk about the situation in tourism, shall we? As you all might know, it's the busiest time of the year. It's the most expensive time of the year here in Spain for holidays. Thus, there might be slightly less people, but on weekends it's absolutely full because people from all different parts of Costa Blanca and even north parts, they're coming here to spend a weekend. So it's gonna be really busy. All the theme parks, all the boat trips. If you are an introvert, if you are of those who, like us, we do not like to be surrounded by overcrowded, amounts of people, really bizarre amounts of people, where you cannot even pass freely, then August might not be your month. But this year you're lucky because there's not as many people as previous ones, so you will be able to enjoy your holidays. The markets are working even if it's really hot these days, but they do put some kind of they're like clothes. They put them on top to be able to provide some natural shade inside of these markets. Thus, you're still able to enjoy a nice Sunday or Wednesday market here in Benidorm town. By the way, the Municipal Market that is located right next to the tram station here in Benidorm will change its place once again. It was shifted from the main parking lot where it usually is towards higher part right in front of the hospital clinic Benidorm by the Plaza de Toros due to concerts and summer events and festivals. But now when the festival is over, there was low festival and there were some more things happening. So once all of it is over, right now the market will return from 7th of August. You will be able to go to the Municipal Market as you previously did, right next to the tram station of Benidorm. And it's actually a very nice market. It's cheaper, slightly cheaper than this one right here next to the Pueblo Benidorm, because it's more touristic, there is more affluence of people coming from abroad. Thus here prices might be slightly higher than the other one, but you still can get some nice food, vegetables, clothing, souvenirs. You are able to get some churros with chocolate and some nice snacks, typical ones here from Spain as well, or freshly baked bread, which is one of the best things to purchase if you go on the market. So starting from the 7th, remember, it changes location back to its original place, right next to the tram station, slightly towards the bottom, like three streets from the tram station going down and to the right next to the park of Folletes. There's a huge parking lot and that is there where it's located. We're gonna put you a map here on the screen, pause it, you can screenshot it where it actually is. The second news that I wanted to share with you all is about the alert of very dry trees here in all the area, not only in Benidorm but in surrounding region. In a lot of parts of Spain there are extreme alerts due to fire, and now there are some alerts due to dried out trees. One of them is on the square of Colón, the house of Colón, which is where the Christmas house was usually made. You could make pictures with Santa. So on that area, one of these 100 years old probably trees, one of the ficus and one of the pine trees, the pine tree fell down, the big branch fell down. Luckily no one was injured, and it's not even the first tree. There were some more of them that branches were just falling down, which is why Benidorm's town hall decided that since all these trees are suffering what it's called hydric stress, which means that trees are stressed out because they're not receiving a normal amount of water that they should be receiving. And in this case, in Benidorm, I'm not sure if you knew, but a lot of like big centuries old trees, they do not have these like water systems that do run the water for them to hydrate, but they depend on rain, and since it's barely raining here in the area, it is quite dangerous. This thing that the trees, especially centuries old trees, very old ones like ficus that we have here in Benidorm, and some more pine trees and palm trees, they suffer hydric stress or hydric stress, which means that when they don't receive a big amount of water, the necessary amount of water, they're drying out from the inside, and trees become like stressed out. A lot of them do try and borrow like from the other one, which dries the other one out even more, and at the end, with the wind, with the weight of some branches, these branches tend to crack and they just fall down, which might not be safe for people. Thus, Benidorm's town hall is on it, as they've mentioned, and they're checking out all these century-old trees. They're checking out all the big trees with big branches, and they're cutting these branches off. And we were able to see it by the triangular square, by the techno kit. This century-old ficus was being cut down. There's slightly less shade right now, that's true, but at least it is safe. And Benidorm's town hall did make an official communication saying that people shouldn't worry about it, and I personally trust them because I've seen them working on it myself. So I do feel it's safe. We've been walking by Mediterranean Avenue surrounded by trees. We've been walking by the triangular square, by everywhere, you know, where big trees are here in Benidorm, and nothing happened. We've seen them work on it, and I do feel that it is quite safe. So if you will see some kind of alert, you know, anywhere saying that it's not safe because trees are falling down, just know that Benidorm was on it already. They've checked all of it, and now it is safe. But this just gives us a glance on what might be happening in the future. You know, we just need to change it somehow, put the recycled water, maybe put something, the piping, like these, you know, gum, like plastic pipes. They're not pipes, like they're like, you know what I mean. Just put the automatic water supply towards these trees. Do something like that, because it barely rains, and if it does, it's like 5 minutes, 10 minutes of intense rain, and it's not enough to hydrate. So unless it's going to be raining more, Benidorm definitely needs to change something with it, and hopefully the town hall sees this message, because we know that they check our channel, not regularly maybe, but every now and then. Thus, if they see this message, please do something about it, because you obviously know the climate will be like this. The situation is not going to be getting any better, and to avoid further issues, we do recycle like 96% of water in Benidorm, so part of it could go as a supply towards all the lovely, gorgeous trees that do provide us natural shade, which is really much appreciated in the heat. Let us know what you think about this, but we definitely feel like something has to be done, because we have so many green trees, we have so many palm trees, so many century-old trees here that give us a breath of fresh air, cooler air whenever heat comes. And since it's going to be hotter and hotter in the area, probably with decades that will be passing by, it is necessary to provide this shade and continue planting trees, but we need to be able to support them and give them the water they need to survive, so that they wouldn't fall down on our heads. The last news that I wanted to share with you all is a very important news once again, and I wanted to make it as a separate news, and it is due to the protests that are happening in Alicante Elche Airport. This is a manifestation. This is stopping in one of the most important airports in the area. This is stopping and protesting in the airport that brings tourists to Benidorm, to Alicante, and all our region, all our province. Thus, this is not very good news. The thing is that the syndicates, those who protect the workers' rights, made these protests in the airport of Alicante Elche due to one simple reason. First of all, it's going to be affecting more than 290 workers, which is quite a lot of people, and airport alerted already that the service will not be able to be provided as it used to be. The security gate, as it is passing through security, this is what's going to be affected. Not the airlines, nothing like that, not the shops, not the services, but security gates. this is what's going to be affected. It started yesterday, 1st of August. It's going to be today on the 2nd, 3rd, 4th of August. Then from 15th till 18th of August, and 30th and 31st. These are the approximate dates, at least right now in August. We don't know if it's going to be more than that, if it's going to be for September as well. Probably not, because usually they get what they want in the first weeks of protests. If not, things will be affected and will be escalating quite quickly, which is not a good overview of our region and of Alicante airport. It might damage its reputation, so usually things are being dealt with quite in a fast way in these cases. Why they are protesting, and the company that runs the security gates that are doing all this service, they're saying that all the rights, rights that workers have, all the conditions, the working conditions that they have as well, they're not being respected at all by the airport. And in general, the rights that they have, probably the salaries, the working hours, maybe the shifts that they're doing, maybe the lunch break or water break or something like that. Maybe they are attending more people than they should be attending, which I kind of can believe in, because that happens in a lot of different sectors and services. You're being caught with way much work than you should be doing, because they just don't want to put some extra people to help you out and pay some more salaries. There will be quite a long wait at the security gate to pass the security. So obviously those who might be arriving, unless they do need to pass like specific security check, will not be affected, but those who are departing will be. Jet2 Holidays already alerted their clients, those who will be traveling on these dates, basically that you need to be careful. But other companies, I'm not sure if they did or did not, so bear that in mind. Come with the time in advance. If you're traveling with the transfer service, ask them if they know about this issue for these dates, and if they will be taking necessary precautions to bring you earlier to the airport so that you wouldn't miss your flight. Check it out, because it's quite probable that if you come like 1 hour before your flight, you might actually miss it. If it's going to be on one of these days when security gate will be working way slower than they usually are. And now let's have a short walk, and we'll show you what the Levante beach is looking like right now, and what you might expect with weather if you will be coming shortly here to the area. You can see there's quite a lot of people that are coming towards the beach. At this time it's around 10:30. There's the lifeguard right there, by the way, because there is a big manta raya. I'm gonna put you a picture here. I don't remember how it's being called in Spanish, in English, but it is there. This is why there's a lifeguard. Obviously it does not sting unless you touch it, unless you do something, but it's right there by the water. Quite a lot of people here at the beach. Busier and busier it gets when the time passes. As for the weather in general, there might be quite a lot of clouds in north parts of Spain, like northeast parts of Spain. But here it's going to be sunny. It's not going to be affected by any chance, and it's going to be sunny, nice and warm, and even hot these following days. As for the temperatures in general, it was quite hot. We've reached around 35-37 degrees these days, but the truth is that it might be slightly lower than that the following days. Today it's around 33, which is already quite a lot, and Alicante has 36 to 38, which we are very, very lucky comparing to that area. Even so, you need to protect yourselves, as we mentioned in the previous video, from 1st of August here in Benidorm. These temperatures will be here the whole entire week, exactly the same as they are right now, without any major changes. South parts of Spain will register 40, 41, 43 a lot of the times. So be careful depending on the part of Spain where you will be traveling. Put some sunscreen on, grab some fresh water, refreshing drinks, sun hats, sunglasses, and have safe, lovely holiday here in our country of Spain, Costa Blanca, maybe even Benidorm town. Thank you for accompanying us on today's latest news updates, Spain update and Benidorm update. We wish you a lovely day, and we'll see you in a new video here on the channel. Bye, dears.